I can't believe you actually came, I laughed, holding the coffee cup with both hands. Emily smiled, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. Why wouldn't I, you asked me. You usually say no, I teased. You're always busy. With school or work or life, her eyes softened. I guess I wanted to see if you were serious about me. I felt my chest tighten. I was always serious. From the first day. She tilted her head. The first day. You mean when you spilled your drink all over me? That wasn't my proudest moment. She laughed, and the sound stuck with me. That was the night everything started the night. I decided she was the one. I leaned closer. I said I'd make it up to you. This is me keeping my promise. Emily nodded slowly. Promises matter to you, don't they? They're everything, I admitted. If I say something, I mean it. No games. She tapped her finger on the table. Then promise me this. Never lie to me. I swear, I said without hesitation. Her smile grew warmer. Then I'll promise too. I'll never break your heart. Those words lit something inside me. I believed her. I trusted her more than I trusted myself. Later that week I told David about her. You're falling too fast, he warned, leaning against his car. I can't help it, I said. She's different. David raised a brow. Different how? She listens. She makes me feel like I matter, and she keeps her promises. He gave me a half smile. Just don't lose yourself, man. People aren't always who you think they are. I brushed it off, thinking he was being dramatic. Months passed, and Emily became a part of my world. She met my mother, who hugged her like family. She dragged me to meet her parents, and I still remember her father's handshake firm, approving her. Mother smiled at me. Emily doesn't bring many boys home. I'm honored, I replied, nervous. Emily squeezed my hand under the table. He's not just anyone. He's the one. I almost dropped my fork. Emily, I mean it, she whispered, eyes shining. Her father chuckled. Then take care of each other. That's what matters. I promised him I would. I promised. Her 2-1 evening, Emily and I sat on the swings at the old park. Tell me something real, she said. Something real? Yes, something you don't tell anyone else. Hesitated, then sighed. I'm terrified of being abandoned. My dad left when I was a kid. Ever since, I've been afraid the people I love will walk away. Emily reached for my hand. Not going anywhere? Promise? Promise, she said softly. Even if everything else falls apart, I'll be by your side. I believed her.
Right.
With all my heart, I believed her. Sometimes, late at night, we talked about the future. I want a house with a porch, Emily said. The kind with rocking chairs. And I want a dog, I added. A big one? Maybe 2? She laughed. And what about kids? I grinned. As many as you'll let me have. She pressed her forehead against mine. You're crazy. Crazy. About you, I whispered. She kissed me, and in that moment, nothing else mattered. Looking back now, I wonder if I should have seen the cracks sooner. Maybe I was too blinded by hope. Maybe I wanted to believe in forever more than I wanted the truth. But back then, with Emily's hand in mine, I thought love was unbreakable. I thought promises lasted. I thought I was safe. Why are you hiding your phone? I asked, watching Emily shove it under a pillow. I'm not hiding it, she said quickly. It's just work. Work texts at midnight. She sighed. You don't understand. It's important. I leaned back on the couch. Then show me. Her eyes flashed. Do you not trust me? Of course I do, I said, forcing a smile. I thought we didn't keep secrets. Don't, she replied softly. But she didn't hand me the phone. The next morning, David slapped me on the shoulder outside the cafe. You look like hell, he said. Didn't sleep, I admitted. Trouble with Emily? I hesitated. She's been different. Quiet. Distant. And she keeps texting someone late at night. David frowned. That doesn't sound good. She said it's work. He studied me. Do you believe her? Swallowed. I have to. Love means trust, right? Or denial, he muttered. I forced a laugh. You worry too much. Or maybe you don't worry enough, he shot back. That evening, Emily sat at the table scrolling through her phone. Who are you texting? I asked, trying to sound casual. No one. I raised a brow. No one. You've been smiling at. Your screen for 10 minutes. She put the phone down with a sigh. A friend from college. Relax. A guy. Does it matter? It matters if you're hiding it. Her voice sharpened. Why are you interrogating me? Do you think I'd cheat on you? No, I said quickly. Just I notice things. She stared at me, then whispered, If you keep doubting me, you'll push me away. Her words stung and I dropped it. Days later, David cornered me. Again, she's pulling away, he said. You see it, don't you? I shook my head. She's stressed. Work, family, everything. I won't judge her for that. Stressed people lean on their partner, he argued. They don't hide. Clench my fists. She loves me, she promised. David sighed. Sometimes promises break. Night, Emily came home late. Where were you? I asked. Out. With who? Just friends. Which friends? She groaned. Do you need a full report? Can't I have my own life? I thought I was your life, I whispered. Her expression softened for a moment. You are, but I need space too. I nodded, though my chest felt hollow. One weekend, we sat in the park, the same place we once dreamed about houses and kids. You're quiet, he said. So are you, I replied. She looked away. Things change, you know. People change. Do you want us to change? I asked. No, she said quickly. Sometimes I feel trapped. My throat tightened. Trapped by me? Not by you, she said, but her hesitation cut deep. That night, I stared at the ceiling, whispering to myself. She loves me, she promised. This is just a phase. Love is enough. Love has to be enough. But her distant eyes stayed in my mind, and I felt the first crack in the glass. I pushed open the door quietly, calling out, Emily, you home? No answer. The apartment was dark except for the faint glow spilling from the bedroom. I heard laughter hers, then a man's voice. My stomach dropped. I stepped closer, and the sound grew clearer. Stop, Emily whispered, laughing again. Why? You like it, the man said. My heart froze. I knew that voice. David. I choked, forcing the door wide. They shot up from the bed, Emily half-dressed. David pulling his shirt down. I staggered back. You both of you? Emily's face drained of color. It's not what it looks like. Don't, I snapped. Don't you dare say that. David lifted his hands. Man, I didn't mean you didn't mean. My voice cracked. You're my best friend. He looked at the floor. I'm sorry, I shouted. That's all you've got. Emily pulled the blanket around her shoulders. Please, calm down. I laughed bitterly. You're in my bed with him, and you want me calm? She stood, eyes flashing with defiance now. Maybe if you weren't so suffocating, I wouldn't have needed this. The words cut like glass. Needed this? Yes, she screamed. I needed someone who made me feel alive. You're always clinging, always questioning. I couldn't breathe. David muttered, Emily, don't. No, I barked, glaring at him. Let her speak. Let her kill what's left of me. She stared at me coldly. I never loved you the way you thought. My chest collapsed. You promised, I whispered. You swore you'd never break my heart. She sneered. Promises are just words. I shook my head, tears burning my eyes. He said forever. Forever doesn't exist, she snapped. I turned to David, my voice trembling. And you? You looked me in the eye, told me to be careful, to trust you. And this is what you were doing behind my back. We finally looked up, shame twisting his features. I didn't plan it. It just happened. I spat. You don't just happen into my girlfriend's bed. Emily's voice dripped with venom. Girlfriend. I was never really yours. I felt the ground disappear beneath me. Then what was I, Emily? A placeholder? A fool? She shrugged, and that broke me more than her words. You were safe. That's all. Safe. My voice rose. I gave you everything. My love, my trust, my future, and you call me safe? Her silence was worse than her lies. I pointed at David, shaking. Get out. Both of you. Out of my sight. David tried to step closer. Let me explain. Don't, I roared. If you touch me, I swear. He froze, backing away. Emily's voice softened suddenly. Lank me one day. Lank me. See? This was for the best. I laughed through tears. For the best? You destroyed me. She tilted her head. No, I freed you. I pressed my hands to my face, trying to breathe. Just go. Please, just go, David muttered. Come on, Emily. He grabbed her arm, guiding her toward the door. She stopped at the threshold, glancing back. You'll move on. We're stronger than you think. I stared at her with hollow eyes. I wish I never met you. Her lips curled in something between a smile and a sneer. Then she left. The silence afterward was deafening. I stumbled into the bedroom, the smell of betrayal still in the air. I tore the sheets off the bed, threw them to the floor, and collapsed against the wall. My chest heaved. Never loved you. The way you thought. The words echoed until I wanted to claw them out of my head. I pressed my fist to the floor, whispering, I believed you, Emily. I believed every promise. Tears blurred my vision, and for the first time, I realized love could kill without ever drawing blood. I sat on the floor, staring at the torn sheets. My voice cracked in the silence. Why did you do this to me, Emily? Why? The walls didn't answer. Only my echo came back. My phone buzzed on the table. I ignored it. A moment later, it rang again. I picked it up reluctantly. Hello, sweetheart. It's Mom. Her voice trembled. You haven't called in days. You okay? I swallowed hard. I'm fine. You don't sound fine. I said I'm fine. I snapped, then softened. Sorry, I'm tired. Tired of what? Everything. Her voice grew urgent. Don't scare me. Did something happen between you and Emily? I laughed bitterly. Something. She tore me apart. What do you mean? Gone, Mom. With David, they were my throat closed. I can't say it. Oh, honey. She went silent for a moment. Come stay with me. Don't be alone. I want to be alone, I whispered. That's the worst thing you can do right now. Please, Mom. Just let me be. Broke. Promise me you won't do anything reckless. I hung up without answering. Hours passed. Ticked louder with every second. I hadn't eaten since yesterday, maybe the day before. Water sat untouched on the counter. I muttered to myself, food won't fix betrayal. Sleep won't erase her face. I dragged myself to the mirror, staring. At the hollow version of me? You're pathetic, I whispered. You couldn't keep her. Couldn't see it coming. The mirror version whispered back in silence. The phone buzzed again, another call from Mom. I let it ring out. Then came a voicemail. Please, call me back, she begged. I'm worried. I can hear it in your voice. Don't shut me out. I clenched the phone in my hand, tempted to throw it. What's the point? I muttered. I lay on the couch, staring. At the ceiling, the words replayed in my head, Emily's voice, sharp and final. I never loved you the way you thought. I pressed my palms to my ears. Stop. Stop. But the voice wouldn't stop. Night came, and I hadn't moved. The city hummed outside. Alive, while I lay dead inside. I whispered into the darkness. What's left for me now? If love can vanish like smoke, why stay? The thought lingered, heavy, dangerous. My phone buzzed again. A text from Mom. Please eat something. Please don't give up. I typed back but deleted the words. What could I say? Away. I sat up suddenly, speaking to the empty room. Emily, do you know what you did to me? You said forever, said you wouldn't break my heart, and now I can't even breathe. Tears blurred my eyes. I shouted louder. Was I not enough? Was I that easy to replace? Silence answered again. I fell back against the couch cushions, shaking. Maybe Mom was right. Maybe being alone was the worst thing. But I couldn't let anyone see me like this. Not broken, not hollow. I whispered into the dark. If life is nothing but betrayal, maybe it's not worth living. The words scared me the moment they left my mouth, but they also felt true. I closed my eyes, letting the emptiness consume me, wondering if tomorrow was worth facing it all. The night air was cold as I stood on the bridge, staring at the black water below. I whispered, "This is it. No more pain." I placed my hands on the railing, leaning forward. My chest ached, but it felt almost peaceful. "Don't do it." A voice called behind me. I froze. "Go away." Footsteps came closer. "If I go, you'll jump. And I don't want to watch another person die." I turned sharply. A man in a worn jacket stood a few feet away, his face lined but steady. "Who are you?" I demanded. "Lucas," he said simply. "And you? Does it matter?" I muttered. "It matters to me," he replied, "because if I know your name, maybe I can stop you." I clenched the railing tighter. "Can't stop me. You don't know what I've lost." He stepped closer. "Try me." I glared at him. "The woman I loved, she betrayed me with my best friend. Everything I believed in was a lie." Lucas nodded slowly. "That's enough to break anyone." "You don't understand," I said bitterly. "She was my world. Now I have nothing." He looked me straight in the eyes. "I understand more than you think. I lost my wife and son in a car crash. One night I stood right where you are now." I stared at him, stunned. "And why didn't you jump?" "Because someone stopped me," he said quietly. "A stranger told me pain doesn't end when you die. It just passes to the people who love you." I shook my head. "No one needs me anymore." "Your mother," he asked. "Does she need?" "You," my throat tightened. "She called me, begged me not to give up." "Then she needs you," Lucas said firmly. "And if you leave like this, you'll carve a hole in her life that never heals." Tears burned my eyes. "But how do I live with this pain?" "It won't go away." "It won't," he admitted. "But it changes. Slowly you learn to carry it without drowning." I thought I'd never smile again, but I rebuilt. I found work, friends, purpose. It's not the same, but it's life. I whispered, "I don't think I can." "You don't have to believe it now," he said. "You just have to take one step back instead of forward." I stared down at the water. "One step back, yes," he urged. "Give yourself one more night. Tomorrow, you'll decide again."
Maybe the
Next night. That's how I made it through. I hesitated. My legs trembled. "Why do you care about me?" "Because someone cared about me when they didn't have to," Lucas said. "I owe that kindness to the next broken soul I meet." His words pierced me. I loosened my grip on the railing. "Emily's gone," I whispered. "David's gone, but maybe I don't have to be." Lucas nodded. "That's it. You stay. You fight. Not for them, never for them, but for you." I stepped back, breathing hard. The ground beneath me felt solid again. Lucas placed a hand on my shoulder. "Good. That's the hardest step. It's the first one back." I looked at him, my voice shaking. "What if I fall again tomorrow?" "And then I'll be here," he said with quiet certainty. "And if not me, someone else. Here. Not alone unless you choose to be." For the first time in weeks, I felt a flicker small, fragile, but real. Hope the morning after the bridge, I stared at my reflection. My face was hollow, but I was still here. "I didn't jump," I whispered. "So now what?" The answer came like a challenge. "Live." I dialed Emily's number 1 last time. She picked up. "What do you want?" she asked coldly. "Nothing," I said. "This is the last time you'll hear from me." She scoffed. "You don't mean that." "Do. You're out of my life. For good." "Fine," she muttered. "Then don't come crawling back when you realize you can't live without me." I almost laughed. "Emily, I already did live without you last night. I can do it again." I hung up before she could reply. Later that day, David showed up outside my apartment. "Man, just let me explain," he pleaded. I opened the door only. "Enough to see him? Explain how you betrayed me?" Explain how you destroyed years of trust? No, you don't get that chance. He shifted uncomfortably. It wasn't planned. It just, don't you dare say it just happened, I cut in. You chose it. Both of you did. Now live with it. Away from me. His face twisted. So that's it? You're done? Yes, I said firmly. Done. And I slammed the door. The next morning, Mom knocked gently. Sweetheart, may I come in? I let her inside. She looked at me carefully. You're pale. Are you eating? Not much, I admitted. She put her hands on her hips. Then that changes today. You don't get to waste away because of people who never deserved you. Mom, my voice cracked. It hurts. She hugged me tightly. I know, but pain doesn't mean the end. It means you're alive. And as long as you're alive, you fight. Her words sank deep. That afternoon, I forced myself to the gym. The first push-up nearly broke me, but I pushed again. Come on, I muttered. One more, don't stop. Sweat poured down, but with every rep, I felt something returning control. Days turned into weeks. The weights grew heavier. My body stronger. People nodded at me in the gym. For the first time, I didn't feel invisible. One evening, Mom visited again. She smiled when she saw me cooking. You look different, she said. Better or worse? I asked. Better, stronger. Your eyes, they're alive again. I grinned faintly. It's because I finally cut them off. No more calls. No more texts. Emily and David don't exist in my world anymore. Mom nodded proudly. That's my son. You're building yourself back. I set dinner on the table. It feels like learning to walk again. Painful, shaky, but it's progress. Held my hand, and one day you'll run again. At work, my boss stopped me in the hallway. You've been sharper lately, he said. Focused. Keep this up, and I see a promotion in your future. I smiled. Thank you. I'm working on more than just numbers these days. Walking away, I felt it, the old me fading, the new me rising. That night, I sat by the window, staring. At the city lights, I'm still here, I whispered. You broke me, Emily, but I'm building something stronger from the pieces. For the first time since everything collapsed, I believed it. The first text came late at night. I'm sorry. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering. I didn't reply. Minutes later, I made a mistake. Please talk to me. I turned the phone face down, but my chest ached. The next morning, another message. I can't stop thinking about you. Can we meet? I muttered to myself. No, not again. But a part of me whispered, what if she means it? I shook my head, pacing the room. She chose him. She left me bleeding. She doesn't get to come back. Still, the phone buzzed again. Please, just one chance to explain. At the gym, I couldn't focus. A friend on the bench noticed. You're distracted, he said. I wiped sweat from my face. Emily keeps texting me. He frowned, and I haven't answered. Good. Don't. But part of me, I hesitated. Part of me still misses her. He shook his head. Miss the person you thought she was, not the one she really is. His words stung because they were true. That evening, my phone buzzed again. This time I answered, Emily, I said flatly. Her breath caught. You picked up. Don't sound so surprised. I needed to hear your voice. I know I hurt you. I was stupid. I threw away the best thing I ever had. I clenched my jaw. You think words can undo what you did? No, she whispered. But maybe they can start something again. I miss us. I laughed bitterly. Us. You destroyed us. Her voice broke. I regret it every day. David wasn't what I thought. He's nothing compared to you. The ache in my chest deepened. Then why wasn't I enough when you had me? I don't know, she admitted. I was selfish, blind. Please let me fix it. I closed my eyes. You can't fix a shattered mirror, Emily. All you see is cracks. Silence filled the line. Finally, I hung up. 2 days later, a knock came at my door. When I opened it, David stood there. Don't slam it yet, he begged. Just listen. My hand tightened on the frame. You've got 5 seconds. He nodded quickly. I screwed up. Betrayed the only real friend I ever had. And for what? For someone who doesn't even care about me now. Good, I spat. Each other. She doesn't even want me anymore, he admitted. She wants you. See it in her eyes. My stomach twisted. Don't you dare put that on me. I'm not, he said desperately. I'm saying I ruined everything. I wish I could take it back. Too late, I said, voice shaking. You killed the brotherhood we had. Killed me, David. His eyes watered. Please, I slammed the door in his face. Through the wood, I heard him whisper, I'm sorry. I pressed my forehead against the door, whispering back to myself, not sorry enough. That night, Emily texted again. He's gone. It's just me now. Please, let me see you. I stared at the words, my hands trembling. My heart screamed yes. My mind screamed no. I whispered into the dark, why do I still feel this way? Why do I still want her even after she burned me? The phone buzzed again. I love you. I always did. I typed slowly. You loved me? Then why did you break me? I deleted it before sending. Instead, I turned the phone off and whispered, You're just a ghost now, Emily. Nothing more. Still, my chest ached, as if the ghost was real enough to haunt me. I was at the cafe when Mark, an old college friend, spotted me. Man, you won't believe what I just heard, he said, sliding into the seat across from me. I sipped my coffee. What now? It's about Emily and David. They're fighting bad. I forced a shrug, not my problem. Come on, he pressed. Don't you want to know? Not really, I said, though my heart pounded. But you're going to tell me anyway, he grinned. Yeah, word is Emily caught him texting. Another girl lost it completely. I laughed under my breath. Didn't take long. A few days later, Sarah, a co-worker who knew Emily, pulled me aside. You'll love this, she whispered. I doubt it, I muttered. Emily's job is on the line. She missed deadlines, snapped at her boss, and now HR's watching her. People are saying she's distracted. I raised an eyebrow. Distracted or destroyed? Sarah smirked. Guess karma's real. I didn't reply, but inside I felt a strange mix of satisfaction and sadness. One evening my phone buzzed. A friend from the gym texted. Saw David. Looked rough. Asked to borrow money. I said no. I chuckled bitterly. Borrow money? The guy who stole everything from me? Later, I ran into Jake, another mutual friend. Have you heard about David? He asked. No, I said flatly. He's broke. Lost a bunch of money gambling. He's desperate. I shook my head. Figures betrayal eats people alive. At dinner with Mom, she noticed my smirk. What's going on? She asked. Emily and David, I said simply. Her face tightened. What about them? They're falling apart. Lies, fights, money problems. Everything they built on my paintings. Crumbling. She reached across the table. And how does that make you feel? I hesitated. Good. Maybe too good. She sighed. Be careful. Don't let their downfall poison you. I nodded. I won't. I'm just watching. Later, Mark called again. You won't believe this, he said. Emily and David. Done. Over. She kicked him out. I leaned back. Did she? Yeah, she said he was nothing but dead weight. He told her she ruined his life. I laughed darkly. Oh, perfect. They deserve each other's misery. Mark paused. So do you feel vindicated? Vindicated? Not exactly, but I feel lighter, like I don't need to do anything. Life's handling it for me. A week later, Sarah caught me outside work. Emily called me crying, she said. She begged for help. She said everything's slipping away, her job, her friends, her reputation. I raised an eyebrow. Did you help? No, Sarah said firmly. She dug her own grave. I whispered almost to myself. She dug mine first. That night, sitting by the window, I thought about it all. Emily said softly to the empty air, you wanted freedom. Now you're choking on it. David, you wanted thrill. Now you've lost everything. I smiled faintly. I don't need revenge. Karma's faster, sharper, and far more creative than I could ever be. The city lights flickered outside. For once they didn't feel like mocking reminders of my loneliness. They felt like justice glowing in the dark. I whispered. I survived. You didn't? Lucas called one evening. You sound better these days, he said. I feel lighter, I admitted. Watching Emily and David fall apart, it closed something in me. He chuckled softly. Karma has a way of cleaning up, but healing's more than watching them burn. I sighed. So what's next? I want you to meet someone, Lucas said. I frowned. Meet someone. I'm not ready for that. Not like that, he assured me. A friend. She's been through betrayal. Two, maybe you two can talk, I hesitated. I don't know you trusted me on the bridge, he reminded. Trust me again. The next day, I met her at a quiet coffee shop. Claire Lucas introduced, This is the guy I told you about. She smiled gently, the one who almost jumped. I chuckled awkwardly. That's me, not my proudest label. Worn worse, she said. I tilted my head. Like what? She sipped her tea. Like the wife he left behind. Something in her tone struck me. He cheated? Yeah, she said simply. 7 years together, and he walked out with someone younger, I exhaled. Emily and David, same story, different names. Claire studied me quietly. Then you know how it feels to breathe and choke at the same time. I nodded slowly. Exactly that. We sat in silence for a moment before she asked, What saved you? Lucas, I admitted. He stopped me on the bridge, talked me back from the edge. She smiled faintly. Figures. He stopped me once too. I looked at Lucas, surprised. He shrugged. It's my thing, I guess. Claire leaned forward. So what are you doing with your second chance? I'm trying to rebuild, I said. Gym. Work. Cutting ties with the past. That's good, she said softly. But don't forget to rebuild inside, too. That night, I found myself texting her. Couldn't sleep. You awake? Her reply came quickly. Always. Nights are the worst. We ended up talking for hours. I hate how quiet it gets, I confessed. Me too, she replied. Silence feels like it mocks me. What do you do to cope? Sometimes I write letters I never send, she admitted. Other times I scream into a pillow. And sometimes I just let the pain sit beside me until it fades. I typed slowly. Do you think it ever fully fades? She answered. No, but it changes shape, like a scar instead of a wound. Words stayed with me. A few days later, we met again. You look less haunted, Claire said as we walked through the park. Do I? Yes. Talking helps, doesn't it? I nodded. It's strange. Emily's voice haunted me for weeks, but when I talk to you, it's quieter. She smiled softly. That's because you're filling the silence with something better. Looked at her carefully. Do you ever wish you could go back? No, she said firmly. He wasn't worth it. If I went back, I'd lose myself all over again. Her certainty made me think. Maybe that's what I'm learning. Losing them isn't losing me. She touched my arm lightly. Exactly. That night I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. I whispered to myself, I'm not healed. Not yet. But I'm not drowning anymore. Claire's voice echoed in my memory. A scar instead of a wound. For the first time in a long while. I believed healing was possible. A knock echoed through the apartment late at night. I opened the door and froze. Emily, I said flatly. Her. Eyes were red, mascara running. Please, let me in. I stood firm. Why are you here? She clasped her hands. I need to talk. Just 5 minutes. I hesitated, then stepped aside. She walked in slowly, like she carried the weight of the world. She turned to me, voice shaking. David left me.
I raised a brow.
Surprised. She flinched. He said I ruined everything, that I wasn't worth the trouble. I leaned against the wall. Maybe he finally saw what I saw that night. Tears streamed down her face. I made a mistake. It's the biggest mistake of my life. I folded my arms. You made a choice, Emily. Don't call it a mistake. She shook her head desperately. No, I swear, I never stopped loving you. I laughed bitterly. You told me you never loved me the way I thought. Do you remember? Her lips trembled. I was angry. I didn't mean it. You meant every word, I said coldly. I believed you. She stepped closer. Please, let me try again. We can fix this. We can fix us. There is no us. Not anymore. Her voice broke. I wake up every night thinking about you. I see your face in every crowd. Can't eat. I can't sleep good. I cut in. Oh, you know what you left me with? She covered her mouth, sobbing. I thought he could give me more, but he gave me nothing. You gave me everything, and I threw it away. Finally, I said, You're telling the truth. She grabbed my hand suddenly. Please, just give me one chance. I'll prove it. I'll never hurt you again. I pulled my hand free. You already did. And once was enough. Her eyes widened. You don't mean that? I do. You broke me once. Never again. She shook her head violently. No, you can't mean it. I know you still love me. I looked at her carefully. Maybe part of me always will. Love without trust is poison. And I've had enough poison to last a lifetime. She sank onto the couch, weeping. Then what am I supposed to do? Stared at her. Live with it. Like I had to. Get to use me as your cure, she whispered. I hate myself for what I did. I nodded slowly. Good. Maybe that's justice. Her sobs filled the room. For a moment I felt nothing but pity. Not anger, not longing, just pity. Finally, I walked to the door and opened it. It's over, Emily. She looked up, eyes pleading. Please, don't shut me out. I shook my head. I already did, the night you chose him. Her voice cracked. Don't do this, I whispered. You did it first. Then I closed the door, locking it with finality, leaning against the wood. I exhaled. She's gone, I murmured. For good this time. Instead of breaking, I felt stronger. Claire and I sat on the steps outside the cafe. The evening breeze cool against my skin. She nudged me. You look lighter these days. I smiled faintly. I feel lighter. Closing the door on Emily, it ended something inside me. Claire tilted her head. Ended or began? I thought for a moment. Both. The boy who lived on promises died that night. What's left is different, stronger, I think. She studied me. Do you believe that? Yes, I said firmly. For the first time, I actually do. Later, walking through the park, she asked, So, who are you now? I chuckled. That's the big question, isn't it? For months, I was the guy who got betrayed. Now, I don't want that title anymore. Then what title do you want? She asked gently. I exhaled. The man who learned his worth. The man who lived. She smiled warmly. That sounds like someone worth knowing. I glanced at her. Do you really think I've changed that? Much. Completely, she said. When I first met you, you carried your pain like chains. Now you carry it like armor. Words stayed with me. At the gym, Lucas caught me after my workout. You've come a long way, he said. I grinned. You're the one who made me take that first step back from the bridge. He clapped my shoulder. I gave you a hand, but you did the walking. Remember that? I nodded. I won't forget. I won't waste it. That night, Claire and I sat by the window in my apartment, city lights glowing outside. She whispered, Do you ever think about her anymore? Emily, I asked. Yes, I leaned back. Sometimes, but not with longing. More like remembering a scar. It's there, but it doesn't bleed anymore. She nodded. That's healing. I turned to her. Do you still think about him? She said softly. Yes, but only as a warning. I remind myself I survived, and that's enough. I smiled. Survival's a powerful word. It is, she agreed. But so is living. I hesitated, then asked, Do you think people like us get second chances? She looked at me carefully. Not with the ones who broke us, but with life. Yes, always. Her certainty gave me hope. The next weekend, we walked along the River Clare. Said, I don't see the broken man Lucas described anymore. Who do you see then? I asked. She smiled softly. Someone who knows he's worth more than betrayal. Someone who can give without losing himself. I swallowed hard. I want that to be true. It already is, she whispered. For a long moment, we just walked in silence. That night, lying in bed, I spoke into the dark. I used to think Emily defined me. Her love, her betrayal, shaped everything. But I was wrong. I defined me. The words felt solid, like bricks building something new inside me. I whispered again, I am not what I lost. I am what I became after. For the first time, those words didn't feel forced. They felt real. Claire's voice echoed in my mind. You carry it like armor now. Lucas's voice followed. You did the walking. And my own voice, stronger than ever, whispered back, I know my worth. The bridge stretched before me, the same steel and stone where I once leaned forward. Ready to end everything, I whispered, full circle. Footsteps approached behind me. Claire's voice broke the silence. Why here? I smiled faintly, 'cause this is where I almost died. I wanted to see what it feels like to stand here alive. She studied me. And what does it feel like? Different, I said. Back then, the water called me. Now, the night listens to me. Claire leaned on the railing. You're not. Afraid it'll pull you again? I shook my head. No, because I'm not the same man who stood here before. For a while, we listened to the river below. Then I spoke again. I used to think betrayal was the end of me. Emily broke every promise she made. Thought I couldn't survive it. Claire turned to me. But you did. I did. I agreed. Not just survive, it changed. I rebuilt, piece by piece. She smiled. That's the power of pain. It destroys, but it also forges. I exhaled. It forged me into someone stronger, someone who knows his worth. I closed my eyes and whispered to the night, Emily, you're gone. You took everything. From me, but in the ruins, I found myself. So thank you. Thank you for breaking me, because now I'm whole. Claire touched my arm. That sounded like a goodbye. It is, I said softly. It's not to life, but to the ghost of her. Lucas's voice echoed in my memory. Just take one step back. I smiled faintly. That night, I stepped back. Tonight, I stepped forward. Claire tilted her head. Forward into what? Into me, I said. Into the man I became. We stood there in silence until she whispered, Do you think scars ever fade? No, I answered. But I don't want them to. Scars remind me I survived. She nodded slowly. And you're ready. I looked out over the city lights. I am. Ready to live, ready to love again someday, but most of all, ready to be me. Claire smiled. So who are you now? I grinned. I'm the man who stood on this bridge twice, once to die and once to live, and I chose life. Her eyes softened. Then maybe that's the real promise. Not what she gave you, but what you gave yourself. I breathed deeply. Exactly. She broke every promise, but I made one to myself. Never again will I let anyone decide my worth. The wind carried my words into the night, and for the first time, I felt free. I whispered again, stronger this time. Thank you for breaking me, because now I'm whole. Claire placed her hand over mine, whole and alive. I smiled, alive and unafraid. We stood together, watching the river flow not as broken souls but as survivors.